Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'm going to show you how this WM watch with this crazy red dial looks like on these custom straps. WM has sent me this watch for the video and I get to keep it. Thank you WM. Specifications and measurements which I have done myself. So this watch like this naked weighs 59 grams, diameter of the case 39 millimeters, lug to lug distance 45.6, thickness is 12.4 millimeters, lug width is 20. This watch has NH35 automatic movement, it has sapphire crystal on the top, it has 100 meters of water resistance rating together with a screw down crown and screw down case back, and it comes on this bracelet which has solid end links, solid links. Links are connected with simple pins. Bracelet tapers down to 18 millimeters and it has this solid metal clasp, and this watch comes in this beautiful box. The size of my wrist is 16.5 centimeters or 6.5 inches, and in order to fit this bracelet on my wrist I had to remove 4 links, and let's see how many links there are still left. On this side no 3 links left. On this side there is 1 link left, and I have set on the middle hole on the clasp. The bracelet is brushed on the top and sides are polished out. Fitment inside lugs, it's not perfect, it's not terrible either, but it could be a little bit better, I would say. Doesn't look terrible from normal viewing distance though. Now the finishing on this bracelet is very crisp, and the problem of this crispness is that it feels rather sharp. It leaves indentations on my wrist because of that, and it's a sharp bracelet. Now the clasp. One thing about the clasp is that, you know, this watch has nice WM logo on the dial. I wish to see the same logo engraved on the clasp. The clasp itself is actually okay. The locking mechanism feels very nice. It feels very satisfying actually to engage this clasp. It locks in place very nicely and there is zero free play. It's very precisely made. It's a nice thing to use actually. And speaking about nice thing to use, another thing is that edges and corners on this clasp are actually nicely rounded up. So I hope you can see on camera, but those corners and edges are rounded up, so this thing does not feel bad to touch. The middle portion of clasp as well, it doesn't feel bad, so clasp is actually okay on this watch. The watch is fully wound. Let's check the accuracy. +2 seconds while the watch is face up, but how about face down? -3 seconds, but how about if I put this watch crown facing down? +2 seconds. To be honest, these are one of the best results I have ever seen from NH35 movement. For the Lume shot I wanna do a little comparison versus older model from WM, and I wanna say that I'm happy to see that WM is actually improving, because the previous watch, this one, is not a very good example. Lume is not the same. On hands it's stronger than on indexes. On a bezel we see blue Lume while the rest of the Lume is green. It's a little bit, well, it could be better, okay, it could be better. This watch, however, is quite a step up in quality. The Lume is all the same intensity and the color, and it looks good. It's not super strong though, to be honest with you, but I have tried this watch as my night watch and I was actually able to tell the time in the morning under the blanket that is, in complete darkness, but I was actually able to tell the time. So Lume is actually improved and it looks nice and it's actually usable in real life. Let's do a little bit of a quality control testing. Let's see the alignment and everything. So first of all, this is a screw down crown. While it is a little bit on the smaller side of things, it's still fine. It's grippy, it's okay. So let's check the alignment of hands at first. First of all, let's set on exactly 6. On exactly 6, and it seems fine. Now let's see how far from the midnight it is going to flip the date. This particular example, so 11 p.m. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 50. Now let's go slowly. Okay, so 3 minutes, basically 3 minutes away from the midnight, which I would say it's actually a very respectable result. Every single surface is very nicely done, and the transition between different surfaces is very crisp, very nice. And in general, I would say it's very nicely proportioned watch. You know, as for an H35 movement inside, this watch is not too thick, you know. 12.4 millimeters for this movement seems to be very reasonable. Yeah, this watch is a little bit chubby because it's short. It's relatively short as for this kind of a watch. It's 45.6 millimeters lug-to-lug distance. So because it's short, it does have some tendencies, you know, to look a little bit chubby. But I would say the thickness on this watch is very well controlled, because there are multiple layers looking from the side profile. It's like a very beautifully done sandwich, I would say. And I especially like that the bottom edge of the case is nicely chopped off and polished out. It's very nicely done. It makes this watch visually to look a lot slimmer than it actually is. And oh boy, look at the finishing quality. It's so shiny, it's so beautiful. So the bottom edge of the case is polished out, very nicely done. The middle portion brushed, yet the top edge of the case is polished out once again, as you can see. And now on top of that we have this rather complex looking bezel as well, which also has the same complexity as the case itself, continuing this complexity. So the side of the bezel is brushed, the edge is polished out, and the top of the bezel yet again is brushed. It's so nicely done. It's so complex. Usually I don't like looking at watches from this up close, but this is that kind of situation where I wanna look up close, and the closer I look, the better this thing looks like. It's really impressive. This thing is very impressively made. The crown, even the crown looks nice. It's a complex looking crown with this nice logo engraving, which is the same logo as on the dial. So I don't want to rush, I want to give you a good look how this thing looks like, because not often do we see something this nicely done, to be honest with you, not often. Even the case back, even this just a simple cap of a case back is nicely done, nicely brushed, and edges nicely polished out. And man, this thing is very complex and very nicely proportioned, very nicely finished. So the case on this watch looks incredible. It's very complex yet very nicely done, very nicely finished. So it's incredible, but it's not star of the show. Star of the show is actually this crazy beautiful dial. It's also a very complex dial, just like the case, so it matches very nicely the level of complexity, you know. So technically speaking about this dial, what can I say? This is a so-called shattered ice dial, which in my opinion is done very nicely, and there are several colors available to choose from. I'll show you a little picture so you can see different colors, but obviously my favorite is the red one. And you know, usually when you see texturized dial on a watch, they tend to be a little bit random. This one is not random. What I like about it, that the shattering of this so-called ice is actually goes away from the center. It's like it was shattered right in the center, this red ice. And I really like this pattern. It's not random. It's very nicely proportioned. Every little shattered piece It's like some kind of piece of art, to be honest. It's very nicely proportioned, and it's three-dimensional. Actually, it's not just a picture. It's these parts actually sticking out a little bit. It's three-dimensional, and it's glossy, and it's also, it has this sunburst effect, and towards the edges it darkens down to this burgundy red. Also, let's take a look at the indices. The thing about those indices that I like very much is that edges on them are very nicely polished out. Edges on them look like mirror, and because of that they catch light so nicely. Sometimes they just spark into action from this deep dark red darkness, you know. And as you can see, if I would snap a picture right now, it wouldn't need any editing right now. The video you are watching, always, I never edit colors or contrast or anything in my videos. I just shoot as it is and just cut everything, add some music, and that's it. I never change colors, never change contrast, nothing. So it is what you see, no editing. You know what, let's play a little bit more with the light. Maybe let's grab this desk lamp in my hands, and while I hold this watch stationary, I'll move this light around a little bit. It's like, yeah, this mosaic on the dial, it's so alive. This red date window is nice. I appreciate trying to, you know, put a red date window on a red dial, but it's too bright and it looks just like a red piece of paper. It doesn't really match this dial, even though the color is also red, just like the dial, but it's too far mismatched. It's not shiny, it's not glossy, and it's too bright. So I wish this date window was black or burgundy dark red, but you know, I'm just looking at this beautiful thing. I still find something to complain about. Anyway, this thing looks wonderful. Let me show you how this watch looks like on custom straps, starting with this one. Just a simple soft shiny black leather strap, and to be honest with you, I think it looks great on this one. It looks great. You know, the watch itself is crazy enough, so it doesn't really need a crazy strap. So just a simple shiny black leather strap, I think looks great on this watch, and very comfortable option as well. And if there are any straps in this video that you like the look of, you can find them on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. I know that red and green shouldn't be matched, but somehow I think this strap doesn't look bad on this watch, and somehow this particular match, I kinda like it. You know, this green strap with this red dial, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a modern looking watch on a modern looking strap, you know. I think it doesn't look bad. Some people say red and green doesn't match very well, but come on. It looks fine. It looks fine. So if you don't like combination of a green strap on a red dialed watch, how about blue one? Blue strap on a red dialed watch would look like this. Yeah, that's how it would look like. Not necessarily my favorite combination, I would say, but yeah, that's how it looks like. I like it a lot better on the silk, smooth, shiny, gray nylon strap rather than on colorful ones. Somehow I think this watch doesn't need any more colors than it already has. So yeah, if you want a nylon strap, I would suggest you choosing something like this, without colors perhaps, maybe. But you know, if you buy this watch, it's your watch, you do whatever you want. No one can tell you what strap to put on your watch. I kinda like it on this thick gray leather strap with those holes. It looks okay. It looks okay on this strap, I think. And I think it looks wonderful on this chainmail styled bracelet. Shiny bracelet, rather complex looking on this complex watch. Very nice combination, I must say. So, you know what, let's do this. Let's keep the watch stationary. I'll just move the light a little bit. Just look at this dial. Oh yeah, man, this thing is amazing. Yeah, I think it looks great on this bracelet. Let me lock it in place. Like that. Oh yeah, nice combination, nice combination. For the ending of this video, let's put this watch back on its original bracelet, because I believe there are some people who still wanna see just a little bit more of how this watch looks like on its original bracelet. And you know what? Let's turn off this orange background light so I could give you a little bit better shot of the color, and maybe let's turn off the main light so I could give you a little bit more contrasty look. And keep in mind, of what you're seeing right now is actually straight from the camera. I don't edit colors, I don't edit contrast, nothing. I never edit my videos. It is as it is, you know. That's how this thing actually looks like, and I must say it looks rather impressive. You know, even though there are some places where I wish to see some improvements though, but generally speaking, this thing is already rather impressive. The case on this watch is very complex and yet very nicely done, very nicely finished. The dial also very complex yet very tastefully done, very nicely done. And the color of this dial, like, look, when I move my wrist just slightly, it looks like this red color on the center is pulsating, like some kind of beating heart. It's alive. This thing looks alive. You know, in my opinion, this is the best watch that WM has made so far, and that makes me happy. It shows that, yeah, still improving, still moving forward, and that's just wonderful. So with this happy note, let's finish this video. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.